The Ride to Happiness put Plopsaland de Panne in De Panne, Belgium on the map for coaster enthusiasts, making it instantly a must visit. Did you know Plopsaland is also home to another great launch coaster though? Meet Anubis The Ride, a Gerstlauer LSM launch coaster with an incredibly punchy launch. While this coaster does not have the same recognition as the Ride to Happiness, it definitely deserves some credit as a great number 2 coaster. Its launch might just be the best launch at Plopsaland de Panne. This is our full-length, in-depth review of Anubis The Ride and our comments about what you can expect when you go to Plopsaland de Panne to ride this coaster. Now, let's get into the review. Anubis The Ride opened in 2009 and is located fairly close to the park's entrance. After you enter Plopsaland, you take a left past the Donzend Fontainen and towards some buildings to access the park's dry park. You go along a tree-lined path towards Anubis's dark blue track and gray supports, and the reveal of Anubis's layout among lush greenery is quite amazing. You continue left and around to the ride's main plaza, and this plaza looks great. You will see an Eye of Anubis on a pedestal and a large house-themed queue and station building. This is one of the best themed rides in the park. After you finish admiring the House of Anubis, you proceed to the ride's queue entrance, which is actually the front door to the house. As you make your way through the queue, you will see some great theming, including several photos on the walls and Egyptian-inspired artifacts. To reach the ride platform, you actually go up some stairs, which have some great detail on them. If you look closely enough, you will see more Eyes of Anubis on the railings. As you reach the ride platform, you will see some lighter theming and one of Anubis's three-row, 6-passenger trains. These trains are slightly different from Gerstlauer's typical 2-row, 8-passenger Eurofighter trains though. They have a slight V-staggered seating arrangement and over-the-shoulder restraints. Once you have boarded your train, secured your over-the-shoulder restraint, and cleared dispatch, you take a right-hand turn out of the station to begin your ride. As you pull out of the station, you take a slight dip down onto the launch track. Before you have a second to appreciate the Egyptian-themed arch going over the launch track, you immediately fly down the launch track and up a near-vertical top hat. This launch is very strong and incredibly punchy. The rate of acceleration on this LSM launch is actually quite impressive. As you come off the top hat, you turn towards the right and go down into the rest of the layout. You take a slight left-hand turn before climbing up into a dive loop. You then bank towards the right up into an airtime hill, which gives a good pop of airtime for those in the front row. As you come off that airtime hill, you bank downwards and to the right up into an Immelman. As you come out of that Immelman, you take a left-hand bank turn, which climbs up into the mid-course brake run. This mid-course brake run does not slow down the train too much though. Coming off the mid-course brake run, you take a left-hand bank turn downwards before climbing up into a right-hand bank turn, followed by a heartline roll, which gives some decent hang time. As you come out of that heartline roll, you fly into the final brake run to complete your ride. Anubis The Ride is short but so sweet. This coaster kicks things off so well with that punchy launch, followed by an ejector airtime filled climb up onto a top hat for those in the front row. After you come off that top hat, you fly through some fairly forceful inversions, which have some good positive G-forces and over a couple of good airtime moments. Anubis also throws in some hang time for good measure with that heartline roll, which is a great way to end the ride as the train starts to lose speed. It makes sense why this ride is such a fan favorite among locals. That launch is easily the best launch in the park. It is just so powerful. And the rest of the layout is quite enjoyable. The theming is also quite good. There is some great detail in the queue, which makes waiting for this ride not too bad. And that theming helps because the primary downside of this coaster is its capacity. Anubis runs only 3 trains, each holding 6 passengers per train, which means wait times can get fairly long. That said, Plopsaland de Panne does not typically get super large crowds, which makes wait times manageable. Plus, the short cycle time and the ride operations help keep the line moving fairly quickly. Despite its short ride time, Anubis The Ride is still a great roller coaster packed with some good forces. If it weren't for the Ride to Happiness, we would definitely lap this coaster for that launch and top hat alone. Overall, Anubis The Ride is a great roller coaster and definitely deserves more credit. It is such an underrated ride. Its launch and top hat are 2 incredible elements, and the rest of the ride has some good positive G-forces, especially on that dive loop. For our final score, we give Anubis The Ride an 8 out of 10. That launch alone makes this coaster a must-ride given its strength and punchiness. Anubis The Ride is definitely a great number 2 at Plopsaland de Panne. So let us know in the comments below if you have ridden Anubis The Ride at Plopsaland de Panne, and if so, what you think about it. And if you enjoyed this video or are new to the channel, please like and subscribe for more coaster content like this. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more coaster reviews and amusement park content coming soon to Coaster Adventures, and we hope to see you in the next one.